Far beyond, four ancient galaxy clusters are slowly merging. Their immense gravity bends the very fabric of space-time, turning the universe into a vast, invisible lens. It doesn't break the light. It simply curves it, revealing ancient galaxies that have been hidden for billions of years. Tonight, we will embark on a journey inspired by the cosmic rhythm of Pandora's cluster, a star system dancing in the deep silence of space. Welcome, my friend. Right now is the moment just before dawn, on a rugged coastline full of mist and wind. The morning air is chilly, carrying a deep, soothing coolness that gently touches the skin. The fog is so thick today, a heavy silver curtain rolling off the dark water, hiding the miles of jagged shoreline. You can't even see the giant pieces of pale driftwood scattered on the beach, but you can smell the salt, the damp pine, the quiet cold of the wet sand. Out there, far beyond the fog, past the gray clouds and the atmosphere, the universe is conducting a very slow, very silent symphony. Imagine a place in the deep, ink-black quiet. Vast, glowing neighborhoods of ancient stars are drifting toward each other. Not in a sudden crash, but in a slow, graceful embrace that takes lifetimes upon lifetimes to unfold. Four sprawling islands of light merging together in the endless dark, molding into something overwhelmingly grand. The sheer physical weight of this gathering is so immense, it actually presses down on the empty space around it. Like placing a heavy iron sphere onto a perfectly smooth mattress of thick, dark velvet. The space itself sags, it curves, it creates a massive, invisible valley. And within this quiet, invisible valley, there are secrets. The blazing light of the stars we can see, that's just a tiny fraction of what is truly there. Floating through this velvet fold are vast pools of invisible, superheated mist, glowing softly with hidden energy. But most of the weight, the real anchor holding this massive structure gently together, is completely unseen. A dark, comforting presence. A silent guardian that doesn't shine, but wraps its arms around the drifting galaxies, keeping them safe in the void. And drifting through this quiet, invisible embrace are solitary wanderers. Hundreds of billions of lonely orphan stars, gently pulled away from their ancient homes. They aren't lost. They are just resting, suspended in the dark, giving off a soft, ghostly pale glow that paints the empty spaces in quiet silver. Because this valley of curved space is so deep, it becomes a cosmic magnifying glass. Far, far behind it, deeper into the dark miles than we could ever fathom, there are the oldest, faintest embers of the early universe. Their pale red light has been traveling through the cold dark for ages, a tired, weary light. But when this old light reaches the curved velvet valley, it is caught. It doesn't break. The weight of the space bends it, gently pulls it. The invisible lens magnifies those hidden, weary sparks, stretching them into beautiful, glowing ribbons of soft light. Bending them into long arcs, wrapping the ancient red light around the dark curves like fragile threads of glass. A gorgeous mirage, blooming out of the shadows, bringing the hidden depths of the dark into the light. There is no urgency in this grand, unbroken dark, only a profound, endless patience that softly settles into the quiet rhythm of the night. The fog out here on the coast is settling deeper into the sand. The tide is washing out, carrying away the debris of the day. Feel the quiet space behind your eyes slowly soften and expand. Let the steady, slow rhythm of your chest anchor you deeply to the sand as the comforting dark holds you safe. Let the quiet wash over you. Imagine a place where sound simply does not exist. No rushing wind, no ticking clocks, no distant traffic. Just a thick, heavy quiet that holds everything exactly in its place. In this deep quiet, if we could slow time down to an absolute crawl, you wouldn't see bright, sudden flashes of light. You would see it seep. Very, very slowly. Ancient light creeping over the edge of a massive, invisible valley. It begins as pale, milky white dots in the foreground. But as it travels, stretching endlessly across the dark, the color begins to change. It turns rough. It bleeds into a deep, burnt orange. Then a heavy brick red. Long, slow arcs of dark crimson dotted with tiny specks of dull pink and faded green. Like old, thick paint clinging to a bare, black canvas, unblended, patient. And if you could reach out, if you could somehow touch this empty space, you would feel a strange, slow friction. Deep in the center, where invisible clouds are rubbing together, there is a heavy, protective warmth. Like a dry, baking heat pressing gently against your skin. But it doesn't spread. It is trapped. Right next to that thick warmth is a bone-chilling cold. An endless, freezing dark that holds the heat strictly in place. You feel the dry heat at the core, instantly fading into a quiet, icy frost at the edges. Everything here moves as if it is suspended in thick glass. Giant clouds of mist are gently torn apart, sliding past each other so incredibly slowly It takes lifetimes just to shift a single inch. The invisible weight of space presses down. It catches those faint red lights from the background and stretches them into thin, jagged ribbons. Like pulling thick taffy, there is no rushing here, no sudden movements. Just thousands of pale streaks hanging in the dark. Completely frozen, holding their breath in the quiet. A raw, silent piece of art resting peacefully in the void. And as the vast, frozen canvas of space settles into its ancient slumber, the comforting rhythm of the tide is here to gently catch you. Let's step away from the deep dark for a moment and come back down here. Back to the cold, damp sand. Just you and me, sitting by this heavy piece of driftwood, watching the tide roll in. We spend so much of our days rushing, don't we? Staring down a narrow, anxious tunnel, making every little bump in the road feel like a giant, impossible wall. Notice your shoulders right now. They are pulling up, holding on so tightly, bracing for an impact that just isn't coming. Let them drop. Think about that massive cosmic collision we just left behind in the quiet, dark. A collision of ancient star clusters sounds like a disaster, an overwhelming, chaotic end to everything. But that immense, heavy collision didn't destroy. It just bent the dark space around it. It created a lens. And because of that heavy, broken space, thousands of faint, beautiful sparks of light were finally revealed. Sparks that would have been lost in the shadows forever, if not for the weight of that exact moment. Maybe the heavy things you are carrying tonight, the huge obstacles, the things that feel so broken, are just lenses, helping you see a quiet, hidden strength and beauty inside yourself that you never would have found otherwise. You don't need to fight the heavy things tonight. You don't need to crash into the walls. Do what the ancient light does. Soften, bend gracefully around the weight. Imagine floating on a calm, dark lake. Let your arms go loose. Just float. Let the water hold you. Let the heavy world go. But you know, my friend, the waves keep breaking and the universe keeps turning. The fire is fading down to a warm, quiet glow. The tide is washing it all out to sea. Close your eyes now. Sink into the dark. Good night.